This program contains true stories of rescues. All of the 911 calls you will hear are real. Whenever possible, the actual people involved have helped us reconstruct the events as they happened.
On June 16, 1989, Susan Penner put her 7-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter to bed and went to sleep herself, never imagining that a phone call in the middle of the night would force her to confront her past.
You hear about the cycle of violence with abusive spouses, and I think there was something that must have really attracted my sister to him initially, and then she just got hooked.
Got a big day tomorrow, another day of school. Yeah.
I just heard like that he pushed her down a few times and that kind of thing. I know it was an on-again, off-again relationship. Of course, he was a children's father, and I feel that she probably wanted to keep part of that relationship alive and going for the kids' sake, feeling that they needed both a mom and a dad.
Good night, Mom. Sleep well. Sleep well.
He'd been making threatening phone calls all night. She was praying to God that he wouldn't come and hurt her. And then she drifted off to sleep.
Hey!
At 2:54 a.m., a call came in to Christina Osborne.
Operator, help me, please. What's the problem? He's gonna knock down my door. He's gonna kill me. He has a gun. He has 5 of them at home. He's gonna knock down my door. Listen to me. Calm down. He said no. He said... Calm down. Who is he? At Bobby's store. Is he a boyfriend, a husband, or what? My children's father. He's gonna kill me. What's the address?
I motioned to the dispatcher to get officers rolling there.
When we continue,
I thought she was dead.
Hello?
I heard a horrifying breathing come back on the phone.
Female 415, male half with a gun. Yeah. Female screaming, trying to get...
I'd heard 4 or 5 shots in the background. I thought she was dead.
Hello?
I heard a horrifying breathing come back on the phone.
Ma'am? Can you hear me? Are you okay? I've been shot. You've been shot? Okay. We've got help on the way, okay? Stay on the line with me. Where did he go? He's still there, hon? Okay. Can you... I know it's real hard for you to talk to me. Can you give me his name? If he go back to bed, I've been shot. Do you know where you were shot at? Hon, listen to me. My legs are killing me. What? My legs are killing me. Okay, where were you shot at, you know? My legs. You were shot in the leg? Yeah. Okay. Susan, you're doing an excellent job. Please help me. Honey, we're on the way, okay? Do you know what he was wearing? I think he's still wearing jeans and a shirt. He's gonna shoot me again. He's in the house? Okay, she believes that he possibly may still be in there. Okay, one more thing. Okay, we're on the way, okay? Help is on the way.
The units responding, the suspect still is inside of your WM 6'1" in jeans.
One of the police officers closest to the scene was Nancy Amos.
As the information kept coming in, I started trying to get a better picture of the complex, where the apartment is, possible exits for the suspect to get out of. You have to work with what you have and what you're getting, because you don't know what you're going into.
Do we have any vehicle description?
Honey, we're on the way, okay? Where are your children at? I think she went back in the bedroom. Okay, listen to me. What type of car does he drive? Do you know?
Big blue truck.
A blue truck? Okay, do you know what type of truck?
Chevy.
A Chevy?
The vehicle to the suspect not speaking is a blue Chevy truck.
Where are you at in the house right now? You're in your bedroom? Okay. Where do you think he may be?
He might have left.
He may have left?
He'd shoot me some more if he wasn't gone, probably.
Okay.
We're confirming the suspect's still inside. Apparently she's hiding in the back bedroom. Is not sure if he's still there now.
How many shots did he fire?
3 or 4.
He shot 3 or 4? Okay, how many hit you?
I don't know. I'm afraid to look at it.
Okay, don't look. Don't look.
I was her only source of help at that time. I knew I had to calm her down.
Mr. Hurry.
Okay, and listen to me, okay?
I knew this was going to happen.
Okay, Susan, you're doing an outstanding job, okay?
By this time, several of the officers had arrived at the complex. We didn't really still know at that time if the suspect was in the apartment or not. We had been contacted by somebody in the parking lot saying that they think that the suspect had left. Even though you still receive that information, you don't know how genuine it is. It could be a setup. So you still stay on your toes and keep an alert.
Ready? Go. Alcohol, please! Set. Alcohol, please!
I'm back here.
She still was on the phone at the time.
My kids are in the other bedroom.
Susan, who are you talking to?
A cop.
Are you sure?
She definitely was in pain. And at that point, the main concern is to get medical help to that person.
Once the scene was secured, paramedics were allowed to approach.
I kept her on the phone with me until the paramedics got in there.
Oh, be careful.
I had built a bond with Susan on the phone.
Okay.
Once I hung up the phone, I was real shaky inside, not knowing if she was going to be okay. Even though I'd never met her, I felt like I was her friend.
At the trauma center, Susan was treated for 4 gunshot wounds to her legs. 2 hours after the shooting, her children's father turned himself in. He pleaded guilty to assault with a deadly weapon and was sentenced to 7 years in prison.
Everything's going to be okay. Okay, you understand?
1 year after the attack, Susan has completely recovered from the bullet wounds. She and her 2 children have also found the strength to get help in healing their family.
Right now, we're just trying to work on getting ourselves straightened out. The more we go to counseling, the more I see what this has done to my kids, you know?
It's real hard. I trusted him then. I don't want him to ever come back here.
He used to hurt me and stuff, and it scared me. I'm worried that my dad's gonna come back and shoot her again.
I think Susan's a very courageous woman. She's fighting right now for her rights. No human being has the right to do that to another human being, whether it's beating them up, shooting them, verbally abusing them. Women need to know that they don't have to take this. There's a lot of people out there that are more than willing to help. And if it means you have to pick up 911 to start it, as in Susan's case, then that's what you've got to do.
I had people who cared about me, starting at the 911 phone call. I don't think I've ever needed anybody more than that.
Next.
The heat was unbearable. The smoke was just traveling up, had nowhere to go. We seen an occupant on the 10th floor. It looked like he was going to jump.
Most of the footage you'll see in the story was taped as events unfolded on July 1st, 1990 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia Fire Department.
Yes, there's a fire at 111 South 10th Street at the Milner Hotel.
Is there a fire or
Yes,
a bell?
there is. There's a fire.
Okay, do you see smoke or fire?
There's smoke coming out the room.
Which room?
612.
Room 612.
Yes.
We'll send somebody over.
At 4:09 p.m., a call comes in from a residential hotel reporting a fire.
111 South 10th Street, an apartment 612.
Firefighters must be a little bit crazy because everybody's running out the burning building when we're running in. But we don't look at it like that. We look at it as a job.
Oh, your adrenaline's going. They told there's people in the building. It was 10 stories high. We knew that there was going to go for multiple alarms.
We're all scared when we go into a fire, but I don't think that anyone looks at the fact that they could get hurt or they could get burnt. The number one reason why people do this job is knowing that they're helping people.
The roof wasn't opened up. The smoke was just traveling up, had nowhere to go.
When the fire broke out on the 6th floor, there were 46 people in the building.
I was up in my room. I was just about to go to sleep, and I heard the alarms going off. So we get out of the building. I looked up, and I seen this girl screaming out the window. She couldn't get out of her room. And I ran back up there, and it was all fire, smoke all over the place. So I just closed the door and went back. By the time I was going back down, there was smoke going on the 4th floor and all. So I didn't have no chance of getting her.
When we pulled up, one of the civilians notified me that there was a lady in the last window getting ready to jump. I ran over to the street right below where she was, and I told her to wait there. We'll have a ladder there in just a minute. I just said, don't jump. Before I even got to the last rung, climbing up to get her, she was on the ladder already. Once I got her all the way down the ladder, we brought her around to the sidewalk on the other side of the fire.
Firefighters quickly find 2 more people trapped around the back of the building. One man on the 6th floor, where the fire started. The other on the top floor, the 10th.
I just turned a corner. I saw somebody in the window, but it was just entirely too much fire. Entirely.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
He was instantly gone. We knew we had to get the guy off at 10. My orders were to meet Chief Hunter on the fire floor, and Chief Hunter said, Nick, you got to go. You got to go get him.
But ladders will not reach the 10th floor. The rescuers will have to go through the burning building.
The hottest summer day couldn't really explain how hot it is.
Kind of like if you stuck your head in an oven.
The smoke will just travel up, and the heat will travel up till it can't travel anymore. They're mushrooms. And that's your top floor. We seen an occupant on the 10th floor with a towel around his head. And he looked like he was going to jump. He was just ready to go. They jump from a couple floors, you break a leg or two. From the top, you're beyond the breaking leg stage. The man hanging out the window was maybe 15 feet from the catwalk. But in order to get him, you had to go inside the building. So we went up the exterior fire tower to 10, crossed over the catwalk. We opened the door, and the smoke was just tremendous.
You have to actually use your hands because you can't see with your eyes. The smoke is so intense. It's like a locomotive puffing at 100 miles an hour.
We went into the hallway, and the hallway teed off, and we knew we had to go to the left.
This guy only had so much time. The last thing I wanted to flash over on the upper floors. Because if there was, I knew we were going to, for one, lose the occupant. And we've got a few firefighters trapped.
The heat was unbearable. We knew he was in there and he was alive. And you just get that second effort, you gotta go.
Battling the blaze on the 6th floor had taken its toll on the firefighters.
It was coming at us from 2 different ways. We just stayed in the middle and tried to beat it back on both sides. Somehow the ceiling came down and bounced all around, and it hits your shoulder and bounces up and gets in your neck. You can't quit at that point, because if you quit, the whole building's going at that point. You have to stay here and finish the job.
The woman who came down the ladder with fireman Robert Palmonte is led to safety.
He saved my life. There's no doubt in my mind. And he knew as well as I did, seen everything coming out like that. He has as much a chance of dying as I did.
The hotel was the only home many of the residents had.
The fire just spread out of nowhere, and my room just goes up. Everything I worked so hard for. 608 was home. Now my home is gone.
The firemen had already been inside the burning building for 8 minutes.
We proceeded around to 2 locked doors. We picked one. Of course, it was the wrong one. It was empty. It was an empty apartment. We went to the next door, and that's where we made forcible entry. Got in. I heard the guy hollering in there.
Raymond Ceda had almost given up hope.
Such a decision to make when you're on the 10th floor and you're hanging for your life, and you know the flames are coming in. What are you going to do? Either way, you're going to die. What am I going to do? Am I going to burn, or am I going to jump, or try to see if I can get to the ladder? And then somebody just, he grabbed me by the leg, and he pushed me in. He said, "Take it easy, don't worry, we're here."
And he kept saying, he's dying. I said, "You're not dying." He said, "We're all going to die." I said, if I knew we were going to die, I wouldn't be here. I said, "We're not dying. We're going to get you out of here." I used my glove and just broke the window out just to give him some more air.
They saw that I was panicked. I wasn't in my right sense of mind. And he just put me over his shoulder, and they said, "All right, we're going to go for it." If it wasn't for them, I don't know. I probably would have panicked and died in the hall or jumped.
He was scared. He was scared, and he just wanted to get out of that building. He didn't care how he was getting out. But thank God he took the right way. He waited for us.
Through investigation, the fire that took one man's life is determined to have been deliberately set.
How do you thank a person for saving your life? What can you give a person for that? It's something in them that they live for to do. You gotta be a compassionate person to risk your life to go in there for somebody you don't even know, and this guy can have a family, have kids and a wife to go home to. But they did it, It's compassion, it's feeling something for other people. That's what that job is all about. You should get awards for it, I mean, what you guys train and go through,
I'd like to get heroism awards and all, and it's something you can hang on the wall and like in the basement and say, well, I can remember that job. I can remember that lady I got off the roof. I can remember the lady I drug out the window. Yeah, I'd like to be called a hero, and anybody tells you they don't, they're probably not telling the truth.
Four days later, at a 4th of July family picnic, the fire is still a vivid memory for those who fought it.
It's a good feeling for every firefighter who's doing that job, that every little bit that they put into it. You wish that every time you do it, it always ends up in saving lives. Sometimes it don't happen like that, and firefighters take it extremely hard. Sometimes it's going to happen to you. It happens to the best.
Good shot, Mike.
These guys show me how to be compassionate. I want to carry that with me. And if there's someone in the street that needs something, you just don't look at him because you're better than him. Life isn't about that. Some have a harder time in life, but we're all equal. I'm keeping this. It's gonna go with me in life. I'll never will forget it.
It's easy to learn basic life-saving techniques. For more information, contact the nearest office of the American Heart Association or the American Red Cross. This series is dedicated to the real heroes who risk everything to save the life of a stranger. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.